Texas Banner right here at easttexasbanner.com. Got the privilege this afternoon of sitting down with Debbie Hollyfield. She is the head coach here in Buna. She's the head coach of volleyball. Thank you for taking time with me.
Thanks for being here.
Okay. I said this before we got on camera, but I wanted to repeat this. I've only had two people that I've sat down with that are actually Googleable. And your Google rap sheet just continues to, not your criminal rap sheet, but your Google rap sheet. I'm going through the whole list. And man, I mean, it's almost like you have done a lot of winning in your career, and your girls have done a lot of winning in their time with you, you know. So this is your second year coming here to Buna.
Second year at Buna.
Okay. So how did you get here?
Well, it was...
If that's not a loaded question.
It's not a loaded question. Buna has been right down the road from my previous employer for years.
Okay.
And Buna's always been ultra competitive. So every time we played Buna, I saw things in those kids that were teachable,
right,
coachable, competitive, and it was always good games with them. We had opportunities before, but due to family and work situations, we felt comfortable where we were, and so we didn't make the trip down. In truth, my husband retired a few years back.
Okay.
And when he retired, I actually moved jobs and went into special education and no coaching. And I missed it.
Yeah.
And so at that point, when the Buna job came open, my husband was already here. And he was like, hey, you need to come. You're going to love this place. You're going to love the kids. It's time.
Let's go.
And so I was like, okay, best decision I ever made. It's been great. Awesome. The kids were amazing. And, you know, like you said, I've got the wins, but they did it all.
Right.
They show up, they work hard. And we had a great time. It didn't start out with wins. It started out a pretty rough season.
Sure.
But we had some changes along the way that just made huge impacts, and after that it was just, we were rolling.
Right.
We were on the go.
So you guys are right around the corner from season kicking off.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it's like
Next
right
week,
around the corner.
Yeah.
So who do you guys face first?
LCM.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's a friend of mine over there.
Okay.
We're good friends, and we talk a lot about volleyball, and he always has a super great program. Good athletes, and we always have good games with them.
Right.
So that's who we're going to start out with, and we are actually on the road the entire month of August. So we're going to be road warriors.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So whenever you come in and you take over a program, obviously, you know, philosophies change, right? From, you know, past philosophies of how things are led to current philosophies. And one of the things that I noticed in the things that I read about you is that fundamentals and discipline are like cornerstones in your world.
Yep.
And so I guess it kind of brought me to this question. When you look at coaches, not on your peer level, but coaches you look up to, who are some coaches that you look at and you say, I got a lot from that coach?
Oh, wow. Ooh, not on my peer level. It's crazy that you're going to ask that, because being at Buna, years back when I started at 22, Diana Caston was at Kirbyville.
Okay.
Sherry Hickerson was here.
Okay.
Rhonda Dobbins was here. Connie Basinger was a Lumberton coach that had moved into Warren. And those ladies were my resource and reference, because we didn't have internet.
Right, right.
So you had you had
to know people.
You had,
right.
Yeah.
You had to have a book.
You had books. I took a couple of volleyball classes at Lamar from Katrinka Crawford.
Okay.
That was the head coach at that time. She's the one that kind of made me fall in love with the sport, because I didn't play it in school. But those women, and I hope I'm not leaving anyone out, Dana Thornton at Silsbee was a resource for me. And it was, you know, you had to call them up.
Yeah.
Email didn't exist.
Sure.
Or if you saw them at a game or a tournament and you saw their kids doing things the same way, I went up and asked them,
Yeah.
hey, why are you doing, Angie Cruz was another one. at the
Okay.
time, bring up some old names. And those were the women that I looked up to, and I would go ask them, how do you teach this? What do you do? Some of them had homemade contraptions that they fixed issues with.
Sure.
We didn't have all the, teaching things we have now.
Right.
And so from there, you attempt it, you try it, and you realize your kids can't perform some things at some levels. You got to go back. We got to go back to this before
Sure.
we can do that. Crawl
Right.
before you walk. And they were huge in developing me as a coach, and even in my sense of humor with kids, or the discipline that I did. Probably one of the best things I ever heard was, don't write anything down in print, because every situation is going to be different. You have your rules, you're going to follow them, but every kid is going to have a situation at some point in time those rules don't apply to, and so
Right.
you don't want to cut your foot off.
Sure.
Be open to that, be accessible.
Right.
Lines of communication. Those were the things. It wasn't anything special that they gave me or
Sure.
tricks. It was just the small little things that over the years you would adjust. Kids would tell you now, oh, she doesn't coach the way she used to. And they're right, because I've learned.
Sure.
Screaming at a kid sometimes in a game
Right.
is not what's needed at that time. But I did it back then. And so they're like, she's going soft.
Yeah.
But I haven't.
It sounds like my children. The older ones are like, what the heck? You guys are letting these criminals get away with it.
We kind of learn. But I'm not soft in the practice aspect of it.
Right.
We still push hard, and it's just I coach games differently now
Yeah.
than I do. So
Very cool.
Yeah.
Very cool.
But those are some of the women that I would say were instrumental.
That's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome. So, okay. So you're here at Buna. What do you teach?
I do inclusion, special education.
Okay, special education. And your husband's here as well, right?
Mm-hmm. He
Okay.
is.
Okay. And what does he teach?
He does inclusion.
He does
Special
inclusion as
education.
well. Okay, very cool.
Yeah.
Very cool. So what is your instinct looking at 2026 volleyball for Buna?
We are going to frustrate people. We have a different dynamic.
Okay.
I lost quite a few seniors last year. A couple of those were hard hitters.
Okay.
We have a different dynamic this year as far as the type of hitting that we're going to have. This group of kids, the camaraderie that they have, they're like family.
Okay.
They get along so well. Not that last year's group didn't, but these kids are just so connected
Right.
that I don't know that there's going to be a high kill percentage against us. I don't know what our winning and losing will look like,
Sure.
but I think other teams are going to have to earn their points with us because they're just gritty. They don't give up, and they just stay so close together. It's always upbuilding. Someone makes a mistake, we don't shut down. We just, hey, let's
Right.
move on. And so the camaraderie, their character that they all possess, I think they're all leaders in a sense.
Yeah.
I don't have just one person that stands out, but they all lead each other. And
Sometimes that's a better situation,
very coachable.
I mean,
work hard.
sometimes that is a better situation where you have almost kind of the load spread out,
It's the one thing that I would say over the years have changed. Finding kids who are leaders has been very tough.
Yeah.
Very tough in the last few years. There's been a few. One of them actually coached at, Bridge City. I think she stepped down to junior high. Savannah Richardson
Okay.
was her maiden name. And when I coached her, she was one of those kids that she just naturally did that. But there's been several years that Holly Farias at Evadale was another player of mine who, was a natural leader. And it's hard to find those kids that want to do that because
Right.
no one likes a leader.
Sure.
You have to do things that, So
You
I
got
would
to do
say
what leaders do.
yeah, and I would say with this group, they all have a way of leading in some aspect, and they're doing that, and it's been great so far.
That's great. What's the response of the community to volleyball? Because to me, I know this. I mean, football is God.
Football is God.
Football is God. But But at the same time, you know, I mean, and this is one of the reasons why we wanted to kind of do some series on some of the overlooked sports. You know what I'm saying? Because there's people out here putting in hard work,
Yeah.
trying to do good things out here, right?
Yeah.
In the
Yes.
in their own right and in their own sport. And so while we understand that football is God, we want to take time to do that. But what's kind of the response of the community? Is the community really amped on volleyball? Or
I think Buna's always been amped on their sports, period.
okay.
And I will say, like, our whole coaching staff gets along so well.
Okay.
And we support each other so much. It's so nice to have that. I would say last year, at the beginning of the year, the stands were slightly empty.
Okay.
And as it progressed, we had a drum line here from our band that supported us. The student section was unbelievable and going crazy.
Nice.
And then, you know, I would look up and I'm like, man, the stands are packed.
Yeah.
You know, so I think, of course.
And that was your first
course,
year, right?
That was my first year last year. And of course, winning solves a lot of that. So, you know, the more you're winning,
Sure.
the more people want. But this community is so tight and they do support everything. And it just grew from the 10 that were coming to 20, 30, you know, and by playoffs, I mean, we had a pretty good group following
Pretty good
us.
rhythm.
Yeah. So
Well, hopefully
they're
that-
very supportive.
Hopefully
in all
that carries
aspects.
over into this year. That'll be very cool. I mean, you know, what's wild is, you know, I graduate from here in '95.
Yeah.
And I'm looking. I come here, and this is like it's almost like a space shuttle in a way. I mean, it's a whole different level
It
up
is.
compared to what was before.
Well, and there's so many people that I've known throughout the years, being that I was at a neighboring school, and, you know, I knew the coaches here, the kids here. I mean, I would talk to them. They were like my kids. I see them today, and, you know, they still come up to me and talk to me, and I never coached them.
Right.
And so we have the support of them too.
Yeah.
And it's been phenomenal. I've enjoyed every minute of it. Buna's been great for me.
That's awesome. Miss Holyfield, thank you for taking time. with me.
Thank you for coming. I appreciate it.